Just on the Eddie Howe in England, LFC Gamer and Vlog says, weird that Carragher's moaning about Tuchel being an England manager because he's not British, yet he didn't complain when Sven and Capello were in charge. I mean, you've got to be slightly careful here, and I wouldn't necessarily say Carragher on this, so let's paint a brush of the whole anti-Tuchel brigade, because there's been quite a few people saying it. I think if Pep Guardiola had took this job, the media reaction would have been completely different. And I genuinely have said this to a few people, so I'll say it to a few more. I think it's because he's German. I think these people are cowards. I don't think they want to say it because they think they can't say it in 2024. I think they think if they say, I don't want a German in charge of England, that they're going to get cancelled or something like that. And honestly, they should just be honest, because it's like that journalist who got the Community note. It was like literally 2 days before he said he didn't want Tuchel. He was like, Pep would be really ambitious. They're both foreign coaches. So what is it about Tuchel that's different to Pep? It's the German thing. And look, I was saying to you before we came on air, I'm not ashamed to say this. Time moves on, doesn't it? I think that if, my great-granddad found out that England were being managed by a German, quite rightly, he'd probably be not very happy about it because he was part of the World War in the 1940s. But it's 2024 now. I mean, I've got no problem, and why would you have a problem with a German coach or a Spanish coach or an Italian? Well, funny enough, Capello was Italian. Italy were in World War II as well. So I just think it's cowardice, in a sense, from some people in the media who have completely and utterly spun 360, 180 on about where they were. Quick maths.
720.
It's because he's German. It is because he's German, because if it had been Pep, it would have been a bloody different story. And some of them have exposed themselves on that.
Yeah, and also with like Eddie Howe, like people complaining about that, I think the fee would have been around, the reporting it's going to be, they'd have to pay £6 million compensation to get Eddie Howe out of Newcastle. Well, the FA aren't going to do that.
I mean, what's your thoughts on Eddie Howe? Because Shearer was on about it, and they were like, I can't believe they didn't interview him. But
well, I think it's just that fee alone.
If you're going for an English coach, you've got to interview Eddie Howe. But if they've always been, we're looking at the whole barrel.
Yeah.
Then you're never going to pay $6 million for Eddie Howe, and that's it. I mean, I think if you wanted an English coach, you go for Eddie Howe. He's the best, right?
Yes.
But if they didn't set those parameters, and they didn't, I'd look at Eddie Howe and go, well, there's better foreign coaches, and I don't have to pay $6 million. So,
but then,
why interview him?
If I'm being critical of myself in terms of an England perspective, right? I think the last English manager to win a domestic trophy was Harry Redknapp in 2008 for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So English managers aren't getting the top jobs. So why is that? And it probably is a bit of what Russell Martin's speaking about, isn't it? Because if we think of English managers, apart from Eddie Howe now, we think of Big Sam, Alan Pardew, Tony Pulis, everyone in that sort of category over the years that have played this sort of style of football, and that's what English managers are. So we do need a new breed coming through. So Graham Potter you could put up there. I don't think he would have worked. Like, he went for that big job at Chelsea, and as soon as there was more lights on him, like, do you remember when he did that thing and he was like, we're going to win the fucking Champions League, and everyone was like, why are you swearing? And he's like,
it's like an episode in between.
Yeah.
He's trying to get like swearing with his girlfriend.
Why are you doing that? So I think a big part is playing with the media, and Thomas Tuchel's been at the top level with countless pressure on him. So that's why this job is a poison chalice, because Thomas Tuchel, a Champions League winning manager, is a great appointment if you're an England fan. And that's why we can't have anything good, because why is he not singing the national anthem? Why is he German when he was born there? Like, let's just focus on the facts. He is a great manager who's good in knockout football, and we should all be very happy. The fact that me and you can agree on an England situation going forward is probably testament to the job. I think you just go for the best you can get. And look, I'm not going to be controversial. I would love England to win the World Cup with an English manager, but what I'm not going to do is walk into the local village when I want someone to build my house, when I could go into a big city and find a builder. I'm not going to narrow my search. And that's what, listening to like what some people were saying, it's almost like they were making the case that they have to be English, and it's our job to promote them and give them a chance. Well, we're 60 years without a bloody trophy. It's not our job to put another Southgate in charge who ultimately probably won't win us anything just because he's got an English passport. I find it absolutely ridiculous. And also, yeah, look, they don't get many opportunities to manage big clubs, English managers. Potter did and he failed. But that's not because
the chairman of Premier League clubs are going, don't want an English manager.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like the reason there are so many Portuguese and Spanish managers and German managers doing well in the Premier League, and Danish as well, and Dutch, is because they're good coaches who've gone out and done their homework.
No, but they're managing top teams abroad, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, if you're an English manager, I think one of the best things you could do is try and go out to like.
Arne Slot's come in from Feyenoord.
Yeah, exactly. But he's managing at the upper, like he'd be managing an equivalent of a top 4 side.
But then you'll get someone saying, well, why are they giving it to Arne Slot from Feyenoord? Because, Sean Dyche at Everton's a bigger club. But he's been successful at Feyenoord and he's managed in Europe with Feyenoord.
Exactly.
Everton are in a relegation battle every year, so you can't give it to Sean Dyche. If I was a young English manager, what I would be doing is, look at someone like Kieran McKenna. He's got potential. I mean, I know he's Northern Irish, but he has got the potential. Maybe Michael Carrick's got potential. What these young managers need to do is see it as a 10-year plan and go and have a look at what they're doing at AC Milan. Go and have a look at what they're doing at Villarreal. Go and have a look at what they're doing at Lyon. Go and have a look at what they're doing at Wolfsburg. Come back, get a championship club. Definitely do have an ideal of a philosophy of how you want to play.
Yeah.
But, treat it as a 10-year plan. The problem we've got, and I think somebody mentioned this week, is you've got Lampard, Gerrard, Rooney, who earn ridiculous money as players because they're fantastic, retire, and then they get the Derby job. Or they but they've done nothing.
But I think
they've done nothing in their career around what we just mentioned there.
Yeah, no, I get that.
They get the badge and go, I'm ready. And Mourinho didn't go from top level player into that.
No, but I think with Gerrard, Lampard, right? If you paused their career at the end of Rangers and at the end of Derby, you'd say done a good job, ready for the next level. And that level at the moment, and the next step is naturally to go to a Premier League job. Whereas I think actually pause, go abroad to a European top level, and you take away some of those eyes. You take away. But look, it's hard. Gerrard got offered the Villa job. Lampard got offered the Chelsea job. We would both accept those jobs. Well, I wouldn't accept the Villa job, but in those positions, you'd accept the job.
But my wider point is I don't subscribe to the view that English managers are being persecuted because they're not getting the England job and they're not getting top jobs. I would argue that they have a massive opportunity. The Championship is probably the hardest league in the world, a second-tier league in the world. Yeah. So how many English managers are in the Championship now? There's probably bloody loads of them. But like you say, if you can't get a job in the Premier League, people love a hipster coach from the Netherlands. Yeah. What if Mark Robbins went from Coventry to the Bundesliga and did really well? I mean, I think are they ambitious enough? I would say.
Well, yeah, and it's taking yourself out of a comfort zone. Obviously, the language thing is the first one, but like I feel in Europe, so many coaches. I was watching there's a documentary about Greece winning the Euro, and I think he was German, didn't speak any Greek, but like found a way to do it.
He spoke the language of love and football.
Yes, exactly. Which for me is one. But yeah, I thought Neville spoke well on it in terms of like everyone's. But what about St George's Park? Well, like St George's Park isn't going to create coaches on its own. Like you have to go. St George's Park hasn't created players. Like yes, it's an add-on and it's a great add-on, but it's not like a college system where everyone to St George's Park and then we'll make these coaches and players.
What? Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.